Right. So today is a special day because I want to talk to you about something very special that just got into my mail. Ollo has been developing a tremendous brand new product called the X1. And I've been lucky enough to receive one of their very first model to test out. Let's go. So it's pretty exciting having to do some sort of like beta test with this company. I mean, Rock and his team has worked tirelessly on creating one of the best tools for audio engineers to work with. And here we have it. Pre-production prototype. This is going to be an exciting ride, guys. So as you can see, this is the very first prototype of the X1. I am above the moon because this prototype, it's going to be a major upgrade as far as it goes from the S5X. So this is going to be quite an amazing experience. As always, their great motto: if it's there, you're right. If it's not there, chances are you're also right. And there they are. So these are the brand new Ollo X1. Now, of course, I'm gonna reserve myself quite some time to test them out. What I can tell you right out of the bat is that they are stunning, beautiful. I love everything in terms of the building of the Ollo X1. So as far as I know, as right now, as I haven't tested them yet, they're supposed to be one of the flattest headphones ever created, especially due to the fact that they have highly improved several aspects of it. The acoustical chamber and the feel, it's very similar to the S5X. Very comfortable. I mean, I could work with my S5X for hours, but I'm pretty sure at the very glance, I could do the exact same thing with this brand new model. They are extremely comfortable. The pads are amazing. And of course, in terms of acoustic, they are still an open backhand, exactly like the S5. So reading from their spec, they have a brand new driver inside, and they have a much broader frequency range, ranging from 5 Hz to 22 kHz, which is quite incredible. Now, the great thing about Ollo is that they make products kind of like available for everyone, especially when you're on the go. So what they have is that they're, in terms of ohm and power, they have about 32 ohms, which means that pretty much you can plug this everywhere you want. So whether you're working with very great converters or working out of a laptop, which makes things much easier if you are traveling and need a bit more power for headphones like such. Now, the great thing about this brand new headphones is that they actually have an extremely flat frequency response. Now, I am eager to test them out again right now as the first time I unboxing them. So I will reserve, as I said before, quite some time to test how flat they are out of the box. But then the great thing that Ollo did was using kind of an AI technology in order to implement the extremely flat frequency response with their software, the USC second version, which pretty much allows to decode the exact model of your headphones and create an extremely flat frequency response. So without any further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and test them out, and I'll probably see you guys in a couple weeks or months to give you my final feedback on them. As always, thank you so much to Rock and the entire team at Ollo. Hello world. After full months of diving deep,
with the brand new Ollo X1, I'm actually excited to share my thoughts. I remember, the chills that I've got as soon as I unboxed them. I mean, I put them on and I started listening to some of my favorite reference tracks. I believe I played Merge Equals, Mark Knopfler, and if I'm not mistaken, a track by Porcupine Tree. And right from the start, I mean, I was floored by the low end depth that these devices can get. I mean, I was able to hear in frequency down from 20 to 60 hertz with such clarity and details. I mean, no hype, no harshness, absolutely no artificial edge. I think the X1 has genuinely changed the way I listen and work with music. I mean, over the past month, I have wrapped up several projects, spanning from a rock album, a short soundtrack for film, and even a 45 minutes immersive audio installations. It's just crazy. No matter what you throw at them, these headphones can handle it with effortless precision, responding instantly to every push on my DAC. I mean, they are capable of capturing truly each single transient with pinpoint precision. I mean, they felt seamless. And that says something about a pair of headphones. And that's also saying something about a company that really cares about audio. I perfectly recall when I sent my mixes out to my clients, and the feedback I received was minimal. I mean, everything translated so beautifully with these headphones that I was astonished how the translation across multiple systems worked. And this is when I realized that these headphones were the real deal. I mean, people often discuss differences between mixing audio with speakers or in an acoustically treated room. What's best? Do we or should we mix with headphones? Well, some believes that headphones alone aren't ideal. While, other argues that, they can actually make sense since a lot of the listening we do happens in headphones. Now, generally, of course, a well-balanced mix made with speakers will sound good to headphones, but it's very hard to say the opposite. Now, all is true because headphones somehow allows certain choices and levels of details that sometimes are required when finessing your mix. And not every headphones is actually capable of translating that very well. There are several practical reasons why people use these headphones. First and foremost, headphones sort of bypass the challenges of an imperfect room. They save a lot of the significant investment that you would otherwise have to do if wanted to actually invest and build a treated space. Now, I wouldn't say that headphones should substitute speakers. But when you find headphones such as Ollo that are capable of translating audio this well, I would say that as a companion, this is one of the best things you could do for yourself if you really want to understand what's going on in your mix. I mean, when using headphones, it's very important to consider that the entire playback system chain actually matters, which means the digital audio converter you're using, your DAC, what type of amplifier, and as well the headphones themselves. And although we're capable of creating a device that actually could work in so many different scenarios, one of the things that differ many companies and many headphones is the impedance, which affects efficiently and compatibility of the headphones with various amplifiers. So, for example, lower impedance headphones work with basic devices, whereas high impedance headphones need a bit more power through the amplifier. The same must be said to open back headphones. I mean, they are preferred especially for mixing and mastering since they provide a more accurate stereo imaging and much better low frequency response, as opposite as closed back headphones design, which are primarily made for recordings. Now, in terms of headphones, I think I'd like to break down the major qualities that the Ollo X1 gave to me as a mix engineer and my workflow. So let's break it down. Well, first and foremost, what makes the Ollo X1 stand out? First and foremost, they're here to replace the X4 and the X5 models. I mean, they are pretty much packed with upgrades and very thoughtful design choices. First and foremost, the X1 has the acoustic chamber, which is very similar to the S5, which is a pro because I'm used to work with the S5 and I found myself mixing a breeze. There also are open back and over the ear, which makes for a much better grip and isolation. Now, the great thing about this headphone is that it's giving you a very wide open sounds, which is very, 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 very accurate, especially with immersive listening. In terms of acoustic and speakers upgrade, if I remember correct, the team is Ollo pretty much outdid themselves in a way that they have upgraded the overall acoustic structure of the headphones. Now, one of the standout feature, I think, is that they integrated a brand new speakers within the overall chassis of the actual headphones. The speaker gives you an incredibly broad frequency range. I believe in a conversation I had with Rock, it goes from 5 hertz all the way up to 22 hertz. And it meets, I think he was saying something regarding an IN 216 standards, which basically means that it provides an outrageous flat frequency response across the full spectrum. And I believe this is actually the key that makes these headphones a killer tool and an audio microscope, as I keep calling all those devices, for audio. Because in this case, these headphones, even without the calibration software that comes with the headphones, they are extremely flat. I mean, they don't lie. That means that your audio is really up to a very in-depth scrutiny, which gives you, as a mix engineer, a much more reliable feedback that you can get with these headphones. Now, one thing that I really appreciate about the Ollo X1 is that they are extremely easy to drive. Talking about impedance, they have an impedance of 32 ohms, which means that you can plug this almost in any single gear you use, your phone, your laptop, straight bypassing the converter, which makes this device extremely useful, especially if you are on the go and you have to close up a lot of mixes while you're traveling, which in many cases is also my case. And I love having a device that it's easy to drive. In terms of testing experience, I mean, I've been trying this for over a month, and from the start, the sound stage that they're capable of creating blew me away. I mean, I've worked with both Dolby Atmos and stereo mixes, and the workflow is extremely smooth. Actually, it's been the smoother ever workflow I've ever had. The details is absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, you could actually hear subtle reverb tails, and tweak the audio details as small as changes as 1 decibel and hearing as if you were just, carving a huge valley inside of frequency. I mean, these headphones pick up the tiniest adjustment, making precision work totally a breeze. Now, a very cool thing about these headphones that I want to talk to you about is the calibration software. So as I told you, this headphones right out of the bath comes with an extremely flat frequency response, which was developed through specific AI calibration software that they used at Ollo. Now, along with that, they also provide you with a calibration software. So let's talk about it a little bit of what it does. This is, I think, one of those points where Ollo really shines, and the X1 precisely. Ollo developed this tool which calibrates each unit individually, which is pretty mind-blowing if you think about it. I mean, it works through the software called USC2, which is a new iteration of the software that they used to provide you with the X5. I'm gonna open the plugin. So here we are in the USC2 software interface. On the left side, you've got a different option to check up your mix in different simulation spaces. For instance, studio, car, collab, and studio headphones. Now, the studio emulation is where I think the real magic happens. All this emulation sounds really accurate. And thanks to the AI-driven HRTF, pretty much this mimics how you would actually hear audio in all different scenarios. So whether you are in a recording studio in your car or actually through your headphones. I would say one of my favorite targets is the actually flat and spatial. I've mainly been using two calibration targets for my headphones, which have been the flat, which is the one that actually makes the most noticeable difference in accuracy. It's all about, at the end, translating exactly what you're hearing, and I couldn't ask for better, especially when dealing with stereo mixes. I use the spatial, especially for immersive mixes, and it really enhances, I felt, the depth and space and audio, especially when moving object around, still considering that this is a headphone, so you are kind of like bypassing the head-related transfer function, which happens when actually audio is coming at your ears from above. And I think the accuracy in translating Dolby Atmos mixes is quite mind-blowing. Now, another thing that I really enjoyed was working with the Harman curve. Now, I have to say that it's impressive. The Harman curve pretty much aims to achieve the most pleasant sound for a specific profile of headphones, balancing, the bass, the mids, and the treble. Now, what's crazy is that, as you can see here on my back, I have a pair of PMC 6.2s, which I absolutely love. Now, it's kind of scary, and I might be saying something that not a lot of people will relate to. However, considering that my room is really well treated and the PMC do a marvelous job in making me mix my music, I have to say that the X1 on Harman curves, for some whatever and fantastic reason, gets really close on how my monitors sounds, which is rather scary if you think about even the difference in price between these headphones and these monitors. Just to say that when I check my mixes, it's fascinating to see how details I can get out of the X1 after I've established my initial mix with the PMC. Now, just one key thing to remember is that there is an audio MIDI settings to actually adjust within your computer. And so you want to make sure that your AD converter or DTWA converter or DAC sample rate actually matches the sample rate you're using for your project. In conclusion, after spending a long month testing these headphones out, I can confidently say that they have literally elevated my entire listening and mixing experience, especially when done in headphones. I mean, these headphones can really bridge the gap between speakers and headphones in a way that I hadn't quite experienced before with any other company and any other speakers. I mean, they offer the best of both worlds. The details and intimacy that only headphones can actually provide, alongside the natural soundstage and balance typically associated with high-end speaker setup. The X1, I think, have proven me that they're worth across diverse projects. Every time I use them, they exceed my expectation in so many different ways. I mean, I could mix much faster without ear fatiguing, and the fact that the target curve of these headphones is calibrated exactly to what I'm listening makes this pair of headphones a killer device for anyone that is really looking for a confident playback system. Beyond just the specs again and the impressive AI, I think that using these headphones, what really set them apart is that when I use them when working, I am 100% confident that whatever they're telling me is the actual truth, which means that they allow me to really focus on the music itself. So it's really rare to find headphones that can inspire confidence, let alone ones that let you feel trusted. They are pretty much the most clear set of headphones I've ever had to try. I mean, the clarity, the depth without any unnecessary filters or embellishment makes the sound really feel natural. So my workflow and everything that I'm doing really benefited for it. So I think that if you're someone that is looking to invest in a pair of headphones that go just beyond the sound quality into the realm of true audio fidelity, the Ollo X1 are possibly a fantastic choice. I mean, I cannot brag more about this pair of headphones. Needless to say, I would like to make a final shout out to Rock, Mathia, and the entire Ollo team. I mean, the exceptional work you guys are doing is tremendous, and it's an honor for me to be one of the Ollo's ambassadors and part of the Ollo's family. Thank you so much for the trust, and again, thank you so much for carving such an exceptional tool. And if you ever get the chance to try them out, please let me know what you think. I hope this review satisfied the curiosity of how great this Ollo X1 are. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to hit me up. Ciao.